All aboard, it's Jang here with a look at a Playmobil wildlife set. This is the African Savannah with animals, comes with officially 40 pieces. The centerpiece of the set is this terrain arrangement here with a large light-colored soil or sand area, a couple of large rock outcroppings, a little bit of foliage growing up, and then this one major tree with 3 clumps of leafy areas on it. But I really want to focus on the animals. This adult elephant, I think, looks pretty good, looks pretty realistic in its shaping, but what's most impressive about it to me is how posable it is, how much articulation that they built into all the joints. It has quite a lot of usable and useful joints. First of all, the head can be rotated side to side, kind of twisted. It feels like there's a rubber band mechanism inside of here that's holding this into the body, but it works really well. Allows you to pose it nicely. You can bring the head up. That's about as far up as it'll go, but you can also come down. The trunk can be bent forward and back. Only one joint there, but I think that's enough. At the end here, they've got a clip, which allows you to put anything that a figure, a regular human figure, could hold in a hand. It can be attached right there, so some food items and such can be placed there. The ears, which is really important, the ears can be brought in and out because those are really important for the expression of one of these animals. And then for the legs, you mostly get one large joint kind of in towards the body, but you also get the little ankle joint, which allows you to just keep the foot posed facing down towards the ground so you can get it into a proper kind of walking pose. You can also bring one of the feet up. So I think I'll take this foot right here and then bring the toe down just a little bit. Just a little different kind of look. You can also get it to pose on 3 legs, I believe. You just gotta have to get it to balance a little bit. There we go. There we go. So you can get one foot up like that. So that's pretty good range, and it all stays fairly true, I think, to the anatomy of the real animal. You also have the tail, of course, and that just can be wagged back and forth. I think you can also bring it up like that if you want to, but it's got just a little bit of a bend in it as well, so it's not just a straight thing. See, it's got a little bit of kind of spiraling to it. So this is looking really good as an adult animal. They also include a youngling, a young little elephant here who also has the small little tail, but this one doesn't seem to like to turn quite as much. It only rotates a little bit. I don't know exactly how that's attached on the inside. This one doesn't have the joints at the ankles, so to put it into a walking pose, you'd end up kind of getting on just the toes a little bit, but I think that's just fine. For the head, up and down, twisting around, very similar mechanism there. Also has a clip at the end of the trunk, and you can move the ears in and out. So not quite as much expressiveness with the little one, but still pretty good, and they look great next to each other. Next up, a white rhino, and this one has some posability as well, but not nearly as much. You've got the head that can be brought all the way down to the ground for grazing, and you can also raise it up when it's alert, and then the legs are just able to move forward and back. So again, you can kind of put it into a walking kind of pose, and it looks proper enough. I think they put enough little shaping down towards the lower end of the legs and around the feet and the shape of the feet that it doesn't look awkward to have it kind of not having its paws completely flat on the ground. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, nice shaping overall, just not as much that you can do with this one. Just doesn't bother me though. They also give you a young one as well, and that one just has the head that can be raised and lowered, but that's such a cute little thing though. A little bit different coloration on this one, but they also look good together. Yeah, I like them. They also include this cheetah in the set, who again has the ability to turn the head up and down. You can kind of see the facial expression there. The eyes aren't looking all that great to me on this one, but gosh, the shaping, the profile is just amazing. They really got just such realistic anatomy for these animals. They really do well at that. Just even though there's a limited number of points of motion on these. Most of the poses still look believable, I'd say. So this is, you know, not the most posable thing, but you can still, I mean, even look at that. With the paws flat out towards the front, it still manages to look like it's leaping. I guess directly from the side, not so much, but towards the front a little bit. I think it still looks good. This one has the tail that can be rotated around as well. You can bring that up for the more alert kind of look, and then you can also bring it down, which is kind of the default. So this one to me is not as impressive overall, but still for the animal that it's going for and for how it had to be designed in this small scale to still be durable and playable for many years, I think they still did a pretty good job with it. And here's the last animal in the set, the human, who's out there observing the rest of the wild animals. No printing on the back of this one, but he does come with binoculars. He also has some other accessories. We'll have to look at those, but there's a little bit extra print that you couldn't see that's in that shirt, which actually goes underneath the jacket a little bit towards the sides. So he gets a camera with an external flash, and it's on a tripod, and the tripod legs can be brought in, but they can't be extended out. They're not actually telescoping, but I think that's fine. He also gets a cooler over here with a little logo for his research institution that he works for, I believe. And inside of there, get 3 bottles for water, I'm assuming. Very important to stay hydrated out there. He also gets one other small little container, but there's nothing to go with that. I think you could see that as being just kind of a make pretend first aid kit, or maybe a little lunch pail. Here are some bones that you can find out on the plains, just the remains of some animal that has passed away, and you can have some fun with just kind of studying these different ones and trying to figure out how they originally went together, trying to identify what bones they actually represent. And this is just, I believe it's just some foliage, you know, some grass or something that you can just use to kind of graze up. I guess this could be used in a number of ways, but I think that's the most common usage for it, or what makes the most sense to me, is to use that as food. So all told, this makes for a pretty nice display. I kind of skipped over the terrain part pretty quickly, but that's actually a fairly nice layout and fairly large as well. But for a kid who likes the outdoors and who especially likes animals in general, I think that this is a great gift. The animals are really nicely done, and they kind of set the stage a little bit of, you know, having the human being there to observe and to learn, you know, not really affecting the environment or the lives of these animals. So that's a good way to role play, I think, a really positive thing, and encourages just thinking about learning about animals and nature in general. So that's it for my look at this set. Let me know in the comment section if you have any thoughts that you would like to share. Thank you for watching. Talk to you again soon.